So, Batman Ego. Have you heard of Darwin Cook? He made like Justice League: The Final Frontier or The New Frontier. Yeah, he's a pretty dang good artist and made a lot of good stories. This is his first DC work that would lead to his Justice League story, which is what people most know him from. So this story explores Batman's like exploring why Batman does what he does. Like how it says that, like how in The Dark Knight, like Bruce just can't leave Batman alone. Like it's his destiny, and like why Rachel just chooses not to be with him because, well, like how like Rachel said, like don't like make me your chance that the only chance you have at a normal life. That's pretty much what this is. And I came and I wanted and I got this book mainly because of the back when the Batman first trailer came out and then it got delayed. I looked at a lot of videos about it because, well, I mean, the first trailer was pretty hype. But then I heard Batman Ego inspired it, and I was like, okay, I might as well read it because I was also reading The Long Halloween and Dark Victory at the time. And I was like, well, might as well read this to get a feel of what the movie was about. And I didn't really get what it was about, but then watching the movie, I guess like the main thing is that it shows like Bruce accepting that he needs to be more than vengeance. He needs to be more than a symbol of fear for the underworld. He needs to be a symbol of hope for everyone else. And that's pretty much the main sticking point of what the Matt Reeves Batman went through and had to accept and learn. I mean, it's portrayed different in the book, but still. So anyway, back to the book. It opens up with Batman after taking in the Joker. He's just getting up excuse me, the Joker's loose ends. Mainly the rest of the crew that was helping the Joker at the time. So the only one left on the list is Buster Snibbs, who was the driver for the Joker. He interrogated him and then took the Joker in. So Batman's just waiting for Buster to just leave town and go away so he can catch him and steal the money from him. I mean, get the money and return it to the charity that the Joker stole the money from. But anyway, Batman is kind of, going through his usual moody attitude of, is it worth it? Oh wait, Buster's there. Okay, I gotta focus on him. But Buster doesn't leave town. He, in fact, just goes to the top of the bridge and tries to kill himself. Batman, thinks fast and saves him. And Buster's like, "What the hell, man? You interrogated me so bad that I ratted out the Joker." And that's why Joker was taken in because Batman interrogated him. The usual way, holding him over the side of a building, threatening to drop him. The usual. And so Bruce, and so Buster's like, "What the hell, man? Why you save me?" Like, and Batman's like, "Okay, it's time to." Oh God, fuck, I'm tired because he was injured. Batman is currently injured. I forgot to mention that. And Buster holds up a gun. He's like, and Batman tries to stop him. And Buster's like, "You freak! I'm screwed if." Well, actually, Batman's like, "Dude, Joker's in jail. Everything's good. You don't need to kill yourself because the Joker's coming after you." It's like, and Buster's like, "This is a pretty logical thing. This guy's escaped a whole crap ton of times. You think this jail's gonna hold him this time? For this one time, he's gonna just finally stay in there? No, I'm not taking that chance. I already killed my family. I'm not letting my family stay alive for whatever the hell that maniac's gonna do to them if they're still alive. So I killed them. And then Buster kills himself. And let's just say Bruce doesn't really take this well and drives immediately to the Batcave and talks to his parents one more time to see if this will make him accept, okay, will this work out? Will this, like, see if this will reassure him and to keep going on his crusade. Like how he usually does. You know, whenever he goes to visit Crime Alley, he just pays his respects. That's his way of charging up his battery to keep on the fight. It doesn't work this time. He just decides, you know what, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And he's finally like, oh, finally. But let's just say Bruce may be done with Batman, but let's just say Batman's not done with him. And so a shadowy version of Batman shows up and he's like, buddy, you think you're done with me just because you can just cast me aside? And more or less, this Shadow Batman just says, ha ha, your parents are dead, Buster's family is dead, and it's all your fault, ha ha ha, dead, dead, dead. And then Bruce shuts off the computer. Because it appeared on his computer, I forgot to mention that. Then it appears right behind him, he's like, buddy, we need to talk. You think you can just get rid of me? Like, no, that is not the deal we made. You, like, me, I'm you. Like, you know, like in The Dark Knight Returns, like Bruce was hearing Batman's voice. This is more or less the physical version of that. And so we get the story of how this psychological thing is happening to Bruce. I mean, personality split is happening to Bruce. Pretty much back. So Bruce and this Batman entity just like go down memory lane to a certain Christmas. We see how Martha got her pearls. We know what that leads to. And so it's like Christmas for the Waynes before, you know, the event. Let's just say it's not exactly a happy times at Christmas for Bruce Wayne. I mean, yeah, he has Alfred, but I don't think it's dawned on him that Alfred is pretty much his dad. Yet. He still cares about him, but it's more like a uncle, I guess. Although I am weirded out, but there's no real scene of Alfred at all. But anyway, so like it goes all the way to dinner, but then Thomas Wayne gets called out to a certain patient that is in current need of medical help. But since it's Christmas, Bruce is a bit bummed out because, well, he wants to have time with his dad. So Thomas is like, hey, son, you want to come on a ride with me? And Bruce is like, yeah! He goes to the car, he acts all excited. Thomas Wayne tells him to, like, wait in the car. And so he can go deal with the patient, and so his son doesn't really need to see it. But since Bruce is, like, 7 or 8 at currently, he gets pretty bored of sitting in the car and then just decides to go in and check on what his dad's doing. Let's just say the patient did not make it and Bruce saw him die. And Bruce just asks his dad, so that guy's dead, right? And his dad's like, yep. Everyone dies eventually, son. And Bruce is like, even you? Like, well, yes. I will eventually go. But my time's like far off, son. And Bruce is like, promise? And Thomas Wayne's like, yeah, I promise. But let's just say that seeing death firsthand, like sure not violent death, but death, uh, kind of awoke something in Bruce. Kind of made him go through his first existential crisis, and that is the birth of the entity known as fear. Yeah, that's what his name is. He's like, "Yep, I've been with you ever since then, and since the event, they've been constant buddies." Sure, Bruce didn't really know he existed, but he's always been there for Bruce, giving him a reason to keep going, giving him a reason. So pretty much, this is confirmation that the main reason why like Bruce decided to become Batman is because he's afraid of I don't know. He's just afraid. The fear of this happening to anyone else, I guess. And the entity pretty much just goes into explanation that like how back in the early days we were at our peak. We were just great. We were a symbol of vengeance. We began beating the crap out of criminals. It was amazing. It was fantastic. Everyone spread the myth around. All the criminals were scared. It was just the greatest. Like, sure, you became a bit more like the need for fame began to like take itself over you. I mean, seriously, did you need the city to have a freaking bat signal for you? And need to team up with the police, but still, that's fair. Like, I tolerated you when you wanted all these things and the need for this thing you call companionship. And Bruce tries to defend this, like, hey, like, look, Gordon, I needed to work with the police. Like, this will just make things whole lot simpler. And the signal, like, is necessary, and I need allies in this war I'm on. And Fear's just like, I wasn't talking about Gordon. I was talking about the boy. Yep, he was talking about Robin. But Bruce just immediately cuts this conversation. He's like, we're not talking about this. We're not talking about why I brought the boy here. He can take care of himself. I don't need him around all the time. And Fear's like, fine, we won't talk about him. But there is But then then he pretty much goes into, okay, but there's one thing we do need to discuss. We are increasing the criminal hierarchy in Gotham. Like, you have to admit that. I mean, how many super mad scientists, sadistic madmen, flamboyant opportunists, and criminal psychotics have come to Gotham after we appeared, like to just challenge our unspoken challenge. And then there's the big one, the Joker. And Fear's like, look, buddy, we do need to kill this guy. Like, this guy, he needs to be dealt with. We can't just keep him alive anymore. We need to get rid of him. It's like, I'm not a killer. I'm not a killer. I don't want to do it. I don't want any blood on my hands. And Fear's like, buddy, all the deaths that the Joker did, that's on you for not getting rid of him quick enough. This is all the blood on your hands, buddy. Because we created this guy. When we went out and got the Red Hood and pushed him and accidentally he went into that vat of chemicals, that was on us. We caused that. That was our first great failure. And so Bruce is like, okay, look, he lost his chance at a normal life a long time ago. I've accepted this. It is not my fault. He keeps choosing to keep going after this madman lifestyle. That is his choice, not mine. It's not my. Oh God, I'm crazy. I'm talking to Batman. Let's just say Fear does not take being pretty much laughed at in front of it, pretty much laughed at well, and so he pretty much backhands Bruce into a bunch of like suits and crap. He's like, buddy, you swore to your parents, you swore to me that this would be what we dedicate our life to. And look what you're doing. Like, sure, you're coming out at night, kicking ass, taking names, making yourself look like a complete and a badass. But during the day, you're flirting with girls, you're talking to rich folks you don't have any real connection to. Like, sure, you're donating to charity, but you're trying to have a normal life and me. Like, that it doesn't work, Bruce. You need to accept that. And Bruce is like, look, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, fine. Bottle me up. And guess what? I'm going to make you, and that's going to be complete and utter hell for you. I'm going to make sure you suffer because you're bottling me up. Until eventually we die. Every night you're going to scream. Because I will be there making you suffer. And Bruce is like, okay, yeah, I get it. I can't do that. I can't bottle you up. You're free. So what do we do? So Fear has a radical solution. We just give ourselves multiple personality disorder. It's the only way. And he uses Harvey as an example. Like, Harvey was like this golden boy. He had all the ladies. He had all this thing. But he had a dark side. And when that was made whole, and so when he got the acid, his dark side could finally get out. And both sides, like, Harvey is the good side. Everyone, like, gives Harvey a pass because he's not in complete control of his actions. Because this guy, Two-Face, is evil. Like, all of his bad actions are going to Two-Face and not Harvey. And Bruce is like, okay, but he's mentally ill. Like, he's not really a good example. He's like, fine, do you want a more spiritual example? Like tribesmen, like, they needed to wear, like, tribesmen, they were trained into warriors. School teachers were trained killers from the military. Even Zorro, our hero, like, understood that sometimes he needed to that lives needed to be taken, pretty much. And Bruce is like, but I'm not a killer. I don't want to kill. And Fear's like, okay, yeah, I get it. I mean, our dad, he was a healer. Makes sense. You don't want to. And besides, you experienced violence. That's fair that you don't really want to make others experience that by doing it yourself. So just let me take care of all that. You can do all the charity, all the ladies, and all that stuff, but I do the business. I will deal with the Joker, and you can live in happiness. It is my responsibility, not yours. And Bruce is like, okay, look, I need to keep you under control. Just letting you loose, it will be too much damage. Like it is too much of a risk because you unchecked will do more damage than good. And Fierce's like, fine. You don't want to bottle me up. You can't bottle me up. You don't want to split us in half. Then fine. Then get rid of me. Kill me. And he hands him the Joe's Chill's gun. Use it to kill me. One shot and you'll be free. Bruce considers it and then realizes that it's pretty much committing suicide. And so Bruce is like, is this my life? Is this my destiny? To be Batman? And Fear's like, yep, pretty much. And so they come to a compromise. They will not kill. They are not killers. But they need to be a symbol for hope. They cannot just be a symbol of fear and vengeance. They need to show the people of Gotham something to believe in, something to hope for, something to truly strive, something to hope in this hopeless city, I guess. And Veer's like, agreed. Then he disappears. Yep. So pretty much, like, replace all the vengeance name people calling him Batman and the Batman with fear, and that's pretty much what I guess it is. Like, it's a bit more of a subtle homage to this book, but it's pretty much the main theme of the Batman. That Batman needs to be more than a symbol of vengeance, aka what many of the people who say they like Batman say he is. He is more than that. He is more as a character and as a symbol. And so the Joker apparently escaped and was holding people hostage, and Gordon was pretty much being called by the police like, dude, Batman's not showing up. We have to get in there and do it. Then Batman calls him up. He's like, hey, I'll be there in like 5 minutes. I just had something to take care of. I'll be there in 5. And that's Batman Ego. It's a pretty interesting book. Is it the most essential Batman book ever? No. But it was pretty interesting. So yeah, that was it.